Hey, welcome to My Week After the Show. So they're doing a lot of work in Lansing. They actually repealed a bunch of laws, guys, and I thought the list was great.
Well, they won't pass any laws, so
they might as well repeal them, right?
I wish that were the case. They passed 500 laws this year.
Right, they did.
500
Can
laws.
you name? Can you name six of them?
Name like the most impactful one.
No, and that's why we need to get them out of there. Make them part-time. 500 laws.
All right. Well, you want to hear among the laws that they actually repealed?
How many did they repeal?
Oh,
Are we ahead or behind?
I don't know, like 80, about like 80 of them. But you can. There was a law that trespassing on a cranberry, huckleberry, or blackberry marsh carries a sentence of 90 days in jail. I didn't know that was a big crime.
I'm going to tell you.
Back in the day.
Be aware of unintended consequences. There's no, and we might have people trampling all over blackberry bogs or.
Exactly, and also, feel free to let the swear words fly. That's swearing in front of women and children. You can. They've repealed that.
So now we can.
So now you can swear in front of everyone.
We can curse on the show.
We can curse on the show.
Nolan and I can curse on the show.
You guys curse on the show.
You can curse anyway.
You want to to on the show.
Okay, move along.
All right, and so singing the StarSpangled Banner in a non-traditional, disrespectful manner did carry a misdemeanor of three months in jail. But now, you can sing it jazzy. You can sing it any way that you feel you'd like to sing it now.
Well, let's see. They've done some good up there.
I was gonna say, was that on the books when Jose Feliciano sang at Tiger Stadium during the World Series?
That's probably when they passed.
How come he didn't get arrested?
That's terrible.
I think that was in response to that.
And the other thing that popped out is there was a law requiring any able-bodied man over the age of 18 to respond to the State Department of Natural Resources to help out in cases of emergency. And failure to do so was a misdemeanor.
Who defines able-bodied?
Well, I'm sure there's some kind of definition somewhere. There's
Yeah,
another law for that.
Forest fires, or
it seems like,
the National Guard
measure. You know.
Well,
I think that's a good law, actually.
I'm not quite sure the 18-year-olds of our day now. They'd be like, what?
Well, it didn't have a cap either. I mean, it said over.
Over 18, so Nolan, they could press you into service, right?
Get me out there with a shovel and a hose.
So what's the legislature going to do now for these next couple of weeks? Go to a couple Christmas parties and call it a day?
Hopefully. Nothing.
Well, there's stuff they need to do that they're not going to do.
But for them to rush something through by the end of the year, we've seen what happens then. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff they need to get to. They need to get through to that whole Detroit package that still is on the table.
You really think they're going to get to that?
No, they won't. They won't get to anything. They're not going to do anything, which again is why they should be part-time. They work part-time, and yet we pay them and treat them as if they're full-time lawmakers.
I think it was impressive, though, that at least there seems to be some kind of bipartisan support for juvenile sentencing reform, which, in terms of not having them as adults,
not automatically,
and
not putting them in adult prisons when they're 16, 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
There seems to be a little bit of movement
But
there.
they got energy legislation they need to get to. There's some very significant.
I think the energy legislation probably passed before the end of the year.
You think it will?
What's the opposition to it, really? I mean,
Well,
there
there's
is
some
environmental,
opposition.
but not in the legislature.
Well, yes, there is. I mean, because of the
bipartisan
choice,
support.
because it restricts electric choice. There's a real lobbying effort going on to derail it because of that. I wouldn't count that as a surefire bet.
Felt like they had enough on both
They
sides of
might.
the aisle to get there.
They might, but there's considerable opposition.
Nolan, so if you're still complaining about the whole they should be part-time, so are you getting any traction on that? Or?
Yeah, it's going to take a while because you don't want to rush something through and make a bigger mess than you had before. But yeah, there's folks talking about getting a part-time legislature proposal right, get it put together and get it right and put it on the 2018 ballot and then do away or greatly extend term limits so that you cure two problems you have. The bigger problem, of course, is term limits. It's devastated the leadership in the state. Man, I had a drink the other night with a new lawmaker, and they carded him, and I'm sort of glad they did, for God's sakes.
Oh, you were just jealous.
I was glad. I wasn't sure he was of drinking age. And the place is full of kids. We're churning through political talent. I had somebody from the Republican Party and talking to us the other day who said they just can't recruit enough talent to keep replacing
the entire
I don't have any problem with
the House every
young
3
people.
terms. Yeah.
They just have to be.
No, I don't either. But I
have a
think
good,
if that's
head
all
on their
you
shoulder.
have up there, you've got not the sort of legislature you need. If it's all inexperienced young people. I mean, you need some experienced hands in any organization.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Who's experienced here?
who's experienced here? Do you have to ask? It's my week after the show.
She is
See you
the
next
oldest
week.
here.
I am not the oldest, please. I'm the youngest. See ya.
I think you're going to convince people.